has to maintain his dignity not to admit it. And you can't put things in front of him that makes him see that, because they love Jesus. They love Allah and Muhammad and Moses. Phonies. But the rest of the civilized world knows better, so they let you play your little game, put you in them nigger lines, and tax you out of your property. You can't pass nothing down to the rest of your family because the state comes and gets it. You understand what I'm saying? Now, what is tax for in any society? What is tax? Tax is a fee by proportion, apportionment, that's by agreement of constitutional principles and limitations given by the people's agreement for the support socially of their society, proportionally. They cannot tax your property lawfully. They can only tax services to your property. But if you don't know that Smith, Jones, and Johnson, being Asiatic, claiming European name, makes you agree that your property, you don't own it from day one. It was given, if you went with what you call cash money, paid for it, lock, stock, and barrel, don't pay taxes and watch them take it all. They can only tax you lawfully for services. They can't tax a free man's property. That's your first proof that you're not free. But that's also your punishment for not listening to what the prophet told you in 1913 and 14. And you didn't adhere to the law, you didn't carry it out, and now you're paying for it. Now we have to come and try to clean this mess up. Work that was already done. But we can't do it. You have to help us do it. You have to take responsibility for the enforcement of the United States Republic Constitution, which is your document, and the protections of your inalienable rights. And don't you think that them people out there have been constitutionally acting, because they have not. They don't operate by the Constitution. They operate by the Magna Carta. And the Knights of Columbus, Ku Klux Klan Oath, 1854, 1863, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, is what they've been operating on. And the Christian Black Codes of 1724, adopted from William Lynch's Principles of the Roman Empire from 1712. Adopted in all the states, 1868, after they closed the Freedmen's Bureau, which was set up to give you back these same things that are given to you right now. The Moorish Divine National Movement, in some ways, is a reenactment of the Freedmen's Bureau that was closed in 1870, which was supposed to be a reacclamation of your birthright, giving you back your names, your religion, your principles, and bringing you back into the constitutional fold. And what did the politicians do? They robbed the money and closed it. That's how they enslaved you. You've been gamed. And you've been gamed by your own people who sold out, even in this movement. So you need to understand the principles. Remember this. Do not go by, oh, you like this guy, you like that woman, oh, they sound good, oh, they dress nice, oh, yeah, I like the way they talk. Bull. Principles is what you operate on. That's how you tell who's who. Because the principles are based in fundamental truths that don't change or pass away. Measure them by the truth. Deal. When you're talking jurisprudence, they'll tell you law. It ain't law. It's jurisprudence. When you measure it, and you measure anyone dealing in government, measure them by the Constitution. Don't measure them by a party. Don't measure them by what they say. Only if what they say harmonize with their limited delegated authority that we gave to them to govern your affairs. They're servants. But what they've done is made you the servant. That's the corruption. Do you understand that? So remember, whenever you sue, always sue in your proper person. And I'm going to read a little bit from a suit that a brother I've been teaching over the phone for about 4 years in North Carolina instituted from to Mecklenburg. They're on the run now, because really he beat them. But they're using the tags now, which we couldn't get the Moors up here to use. Do you understand? Because they wouldn't stay in unity. They kept trying to fight as individuals. You know what's happening. And even though many people down there are having the problems, they got it locked up. Because what they did was sue them. But they sued in their proper person. You understand? Then the cop's wife was going to the mall, stuck her card in the thing. And the stuff was there. Oh, can't do nothing. The car's dead. Start locking up their personal bank accounts. Do you understand? Start costing them money for harassing you. When they touch you, make it cost them. But what you want to do, where we want to go, is collectively, not individually. Because what they do, and I've warned many more of this over the years, don't get in the process of filing a lot of personal suits, not because you can't eventually win, because they can outweight you. Why? Because you got Negroes out here who are funding them, who don't know their birthright. Your mistake is not teaching them. That's the price that you're paying for those who even have this knowledge. You suffer for not rescuing your brother because you're your brothers and your sisters' keepers, and you have not kept them. This is divine law. Don't think it ain't. There's a divine side of this, but it ain't got nothing to do with spooky. It ain't got nothing to do with beliefs. It has to do with what is fixed in nature. She will protect her own. And she ain't playing this nigger game no more. You want to solve this problem or you're not going to be here. That's my suggestion. Because the Romans are going to carry out their mission whether you act or not. Because they have an agenda. And right now their agenda is survival. They know they're in somebody else's house. But they also know that you're asleep because you think we Indians. Yeah, we Kitawa, Nanako, Lenalanapi. My mother's side, grandma's side, Blackfoot. My father's side, Cherokee, Kitawa. But I ain't Indian, I'm Moabite. And this ain't India. India's in Asia, and I'm not confused. And Santa Claus ain't real either. And bunny rabbits don't lay chicken eggs. However, you know and I know that our people spend billions of dollars a year on their fiction because it makes them feel good, and they sell their babies out by the day. And if a prophet comes to rescue them, they'll help the Romans assassinate him and then talk about how great he was and line his picture up from Yahshua that they call Jesus, lie on him, right on up to Il Malik, that they refuse to call Il Malik to say Malcolm X. Anybody who comes to rescue them, they will sell them out. Because they like to paint pictures. They like to talk about how great they was. The Harriet Tubmans, Ida B. Wells, all the rest of them. They sell them out left and right. Because they don't love their own. They're the greatest hypocrites on the planet. I suggest to you, if you're standing here and you just happen to be standing on your porch with your little kitty cat in your arm, and confusion starts across the street, right? Because some cops or someone used color of law and beat up somebody who's branded Negro, right? And sick their dog on them. The dog bites them all up and all this stuff, right? Because he's the brothers that jumped his own brothers last week, whatever. I suggest that you take your cat in the house immediately so they don't see you. Don't worry about what they're doing to him. Because they will not come and get that dog. They will not mess with those cops that beat Rodney King. They'll come burn your house down. That's what Negroes do. Do you understand what I'm saying? They always injure innocent people. They love injuring innocent people that never did anything to them and have no courage to fight those who bring injury to them. That's another reason why the civilized world has no respect for people who are branded Negro, black, and colored, because they know they're savages. But they also know they're not going to say it to your face because you're might burn their stuff down. But they will set up shop and make a living off you because you give up your birthright easily. And then going to tell them what Jesus wants. And then put them up in the grand houses that you build as a Roman, as a European, when you know he had dreadlocks. Moabite, Canaanite blood. Look just like you and me. And Moabite is the ancient name for Moors, your same bloodline that you deny. And we are them Jews too. And not them Yiddish who are claiming to be Jews but are not. We just don't use it because he's using it. So all of this thing has to be corrected, and it's not what you think it is. This is an economic, political, social dilemma that you're going to have to fix. And if you don't fix it, Don't worry. Everything